I wasn't using the right mic. No sound. Yeah, just noticed. I just noticed. Is it fine now, Brad? Should be fine now, I think. Does yeah. I'm gonna double check because you never know. I'm still new on this solo live. Okay, great. Yes, I see that I'm on YouTube. Cool. Am I on Twitch? I should be as well. Yes. Great. Okay. Thank you, thank you, Birad, for letting me know. Okay, cool. So then let me just reintroduce everything. I apologize for wasting your time here. So welcome again. I am doing not a break time. I'm doing a work with me session where for the next 2 hours, I will be doing some work on. Today, I'm doing still Finsweet attributes development. We are doing version 2, which will be live soon. And I'm working on some of the filtering parts of the Finsweet list solution. You will see now in a second. I'm picking the work from where I left it in the last live stream, which happened a couple of days ago. Um, so if you've been following along since the last live streams, you can still, you are up to date. And if not, don't worry, because I try to explain everything that I'm doing as I am building things. And I was as was explaining before, but my mic was not working. I will be following Pomodoro cycles. Okay, I'm doing deep work for 25 minutes, and then I'm resting for 5 minutes. So feel free to do that with me if you want. If you're working, I'll just put some music in the background, which let me enable it. Okay, I've got the music, but hold on, because I don't have the right sound output. Audio. Come on. Audio input, audio output. For some reason, it's not detecting my connectivity stuff. Connectivity, come on. Now we're talking. Great. So I have some music in the background. Feel free to be working with me. Feel free to ask me anything if you want to. Feel free to follow what I'm doing. I will try to explain, try to do my best job at doing that. 3, 4, 5. So time to start. If you have any questions, you've got the chat. And I'll just quickly tweet about this. And let's do it. Okay. Channel. Look, Ma, I'm live. Links below. Gotta be a bit entertaining for Twitter. Twitch. And YouTube. And I think that there should be a stream as well here. Yes, there is here. Okay, great. Let's do this. So where I left it the last stream was that I realized that there are actually more scenarios for filtering than I originally thought of. Actually, let me pull this eraser.io. So initially, what I was doing for filtering, all the scenarios that I was considering were these ones. There was the scenario where the filter had a has a single value, right? So any filter that I was applying, for example, radio buttons, where you have a radio button, you select just one radio button. You cannot have multiple values on the same radio group. Okay, if it's different groups, yes, but if it's a same radio group, you only can have one value. Or if you have, for example, a text input, same thing, you only can have one value, which is what you typed. But there are two scenarios where the user could have multiple filters. One is if we're using checkbox groups. So we've got checkboxes and the user can be checking different checkboxes in that group. Another one is if the user is using a multi-select field, which could happen. The usually select fields are just for a single value, but HTML supports having multiple selections in a single select if it's multi-select. So in that case, the filter could as well have filter has multiple values. Now, same thing for the fields. So in the fields, we can have a single value, like in this particular case for the name. But also we could potentially have nested lists with multiple values, like in this case. This item in here has 3 different types of field types in here, right? So the field, actually, let me just copy this. Field has a single value and come on. And so this would be the field and the field here as well. Actually, there's this multiple values. But the thing is, when there are multiple values for filtering, there was one scenario that I did not cover, which is what I started doing in the last live stream, which is that sometimes you may want to match all the filter values at the same time. So you're saying, hey, if you've got a bunch of checkboxes, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, for different values, let me put them like this. It could happen like you check one, you check the other, and you're saying, hey, give me the items that match either this one or this one, this value. Let's say foo and bar, like this. But it could also happen that we want to support multiple, so all of the values at the same time. So for example, we check both foo and bar, and we're saying, hey, return all the items that have both of these values, right? So to do this, I used an additional attribute that is fslist match. And in that case, this would be applied to the filter, and we would select between and or like this. So far, so good. The problem is that when doing all the test scenarios, when defining the test cases, I realized that actually the fields here, they can have multiple values. And because they can have multiple values, there could be the case when we are saying, hey, I want to return to match items that have this specific value in all the fields, right? Because maybe for equality, it doesn't make sense. But for example, for contains, we can say, hey, I've got a filter that says something like foo, right? And I know that my items have funa, it has afu, it has efu, whatever, right? And I'm saying, hey, return all the items that contain the items where all the fields for a specific filter contain this, or return all the items where at least one field of this filter contains this, right? So we also need to define the matcher for the fields, like that. Not only for the filters, but for the fields. Now, the problem is that I originally defined this as just match, right? And this would be assigned to the filter like this. Do I have the match here? No, I don't because it's radio button. But if this were checkboxes, I would do the match, right? So this would be fs list match equals to and or. Now, it doesn't make sense to implement the match on the filter and then implement the match on the items because maybe these items are being used in different filters, right? And so I don't want to hard code, I don't want to force having a specific match for these items because maybe different filters want to use different matching for that. So what I'm thinking that we should do is we should ditch this match. We no longer use this one. And instead we do filters match. And then we do fields match like this, right? So with this, we can decide for the filter when they have multiple values or for the field when they have multiple values. We can decide if we want to do and matching or matching specific to each one of these, right? So I'm going to start by doing this right now. I'm going to switch between from doing that match to doing this in particular. Yes. And then we will have to revisit all the test scenarios, all the test cases, which I've already been picking the brains of ChatGPT. Here, I've been asking like, hey, okay, generate me a table with all these different scenarios. Like, okay, got single value, and here we're looking for equality. So in that case, we would just check for equality. Okay, good. Now, multiple values in the filter, but with and or. Let me zoom in a bit. Then same thing for the filter, single value, but there are multiple values in here in the field. And then we've got multiple values both in the filter and in the field. And in that case, we also need to define these scenarios, right? So, well, I will review this because I never trust what ChatGPT tells me, but it's a start. And we will have to review all of this, okay? So, let me see. First of all, let's start by doing the matching, the new matching attributes. So let me see. Let me zoom in a bit. I think that this is fine. We will have to start doing this. 1 second. Like that. Let's zoom in a bit. How's the zoom like this? Maybe better like this. Yeah, I think that this is good. Okay, great. So the way that we define this is in the constants. Here we've got kind of like a cheat sheet of all the different elements and settings that apply in this specific solution. So I used these match in here. Actually, I want to see everywhere where I used match. Where did I use match? Let me close for now. So here in advanced, how did I do the matching? I did it with a dedicated matching. Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yep, that would be the match. That it doesn't apply to the advanced filters. Advanced filters, it's a different thing where we generate conditionally the filters. That would be on a different live stream. So this does not affect, this does not affect, this does not affect as well. No, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Okay, all good here. Now, the filter in here, that's another story. Here we need to do the matching. And now this is making me realize that maybe, yeah, because we've got the match and the group, the match and the conditions. Let me check the types for a second. Matching conditions, yes, and the filter condition. The filter condition, where am I getting these conditions? can also have matching. Get advanced filters. Let me double check just for a second. Condition group can have matching, yes, which would be this, I think. Handle condition matching, condition match. No, that would be this. What about the condition group here? Yes, condition group. Get advanced filters, condition group match, condition match, condition match, condition match. Okay, so we're talking about these match for the groups. Let me show you to you, because if you're watching this, you may be very confused right now. In the advanced filters, which is unrelated to this, but technically it's going to affect at the end, there is matching for groups, because you can generate new groups, and then inside the groups you can also have matching for the conditions, and then each of the conditions can potentially have, it's not going to have matches in here, it will have matches in here. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking I know how to do this with the fields. Yeah. Okay, great. Then here, all good. Then the matching here, it's what I want to change. So we will have to change this. We'll get a TypeScript error here. And then in the types in here, here's how we need to change this. So here, instead of using this match for the conditions, we will have to do filter match and field match. Yes. I don't know if to call these filters match or fields and fields match, or filter match and field match. I think I'm going to keep it singular just in case. Okay, and in this case, we want to remove this. Where am I getting the matching, by the way? Advanced types. Oh, we need to get the match value in this case. We're not retrieving it. Okay, so this will be field match, and this will be field match, like that. Defines the matching logic for a group of field values. Let's call this for an array of field values. And then we want to do the same thing, but for filter match. So filter match, like this. Magic logic for an array of filter values. And then no match here. And in the types, I'm going to get rid of this, like that. Yep. Okay. And now I need to query for this, actually. I'm going to get a lot of errors in here. A lot of errors. But anyways, so first of all, I need to get these fields. The way that we do this is when we initialize the basic filters, because in this case, these are called simple filters. So the simple filters, we retrieve, let me see. Any of the simple filters, we handle inputs. Yes, we do this. And in that case, when we do this, conditions, why are we setting all these conditions? Actually, we might not need to do this because we're mutating the same array. I'm doing in-place mutations in here because we're getting the conditions, which would be the original condition. And then we're getting the condition if it exists, and if not, does this. So I think that I can actually get rid of this. And then when getting the condition data, when getting the condition data, not only we want to get the value, the field, and the operator, we also want to get the filter match and the field match, like that. So let's do that. How do I do this? How do I do this? I would say that type value field operator. I think that we can get it in here. So we can do filter match. And in that case, this would be get attribute with a built-in thing. And this would be the form field. And that would be the filter match, like that. Argument of type filter match is not assignable. Yes, here, filter match. Because we called it filter match. Yes. Like that. And that would be and. Yes. By default, I think that it should be or. What default should we use? What default should we use? Should we use and or? ChatGPT is saying that it should be and. But I don't agree. Because if we have multiple checkboxes and I select those checkboxes, I may want to retrieve all the items that have that. Let's fall back to or. Like that. And same for field match. Like that. Great. Okay, and field match. Okay, great. Like that, and like that. Yes. Okay. So if we did it right, now we are collecting both the filter match and field match in here. I think because when we get the simple filters, we do the same thing. We get the condition data. Yes, we do that. And we need this. We do the same thing, I think. Filter items. I would say so, yes. Okay, let's move on. So now it's time to move into the filtering again, okay? And I went over this a bunch of times. I am not happy with what I did previously. We now need to cover all these test scenarios. So single value, multiple values, single value, right? So let's do that. What I'm gonna do, let's start with the equal. Let's start with the equal and let's move on. There are some things that we can reuse from here, but just in case, I'm gonna redo it again. Old version. And this will be the new version, like this. So let's start from, let's check for arrays. Yeah, both are arrays, okay? So in this case, we can reuse this. Yes, all good. So we've got the filter data is an array and the field data is also an array. Both are arrays. So we are in this scenario here. These 1, 2, 3, 4 different cases. Now we need to distinguish between and or and or like that. Actually, this would be like that, defined. Yes, correct. Great. So inside here, what was I doing before? Yes. So inside here, we should do if let's start with the filter values. So filter data filter match, it's equals to and. In that case, we need to cover these two cases. Yes. This will be purpose. I'm gonna refactor it later. For now, I prefer to do it field data. No, sorry, filter data field match and. Okay. Well, seems like ChatGPT is giving me some suggestion. So let's see. When we've got and, so multiple values and, set equality style strict for every filter value, every field value must match. And for every field value, every filter value must match as well. Correct. In practical terms, they must be exactly the same set of values. Yes, that makes sense. So just in case, I don't want to review this, let's give ChatGPT a bit more Copilot. Let's give it a bit more context here. Come on, Copilot, give it to me. Let's see. So filter data should be same length, correct? And then for each of the filters, we're gonna get the filter value, correct? And then at least one of the items from the field data should be equal. Great. Yes, that's exactly what we want. Now here I'm getting some TypeScript errors, and that's because because we are inside a callback, and because TypeScript is, what version of TypeScript do I have? Hold on. I have 5.7.2, and which one? We're using the one from here. Is it the last version? Because I know that the last versions of TypeScript fixed this. No, just a one minor patch. I don't think it's going to change. Okay, so we will have to do this, which I fucking hate, but we will have to do it for TypeScript. Okay, great. Like that. Every filter great. Okay, that's one scenario like that. And let's do another one. If filter data filter match equals to and filter data come on, Copilot, field match equals to or, like this. Okay, so in this case, we want for each filter value, the field must contain it in at least one of its values. No, yeah, actually, the scenario that we did before should be this one. Should be this one. But in reality, in practical terms, it's actually the same thing. Just that in here, we are checking for the length to be the same one, because that means that We might have an issue in here. Gonna talk about it in a second, but it's break time. So let's take a break. Yay. And here I should add the task for re-implement filter logic considering and or both for filters and for fields. Save. That's what I'm doing right now. Yes. That was done. That was done. That was done. I need to think about this again. There are some things that I'm not really sure how to name yet for the operators. Today, if I have more time after implementing all these things, I'm gonna start working on something that also I think that people will like, which is the new filter tags system, which will allow more control to people for design, because now that we are distinguishing between a field, an operator, and a value, we can use these three things for the tags. So in that case, if I wanted to show tags that for all the filters that we created, we are going to have a dedicated tag field. We're going to have a dedicated tag operator and a dedicated tag value attributes. And in that case, so this means that you can just place things however you want inside the tag. And by default, the operators will be populated using math signs like this. So equal, not equal, contains, greater, greater, equal, etc. But then also we will allow to override things if you want to change something for a specific operator. So imagine that I wanted to use the operators, but inside the tags, I wanted to use natural language. I wanted to use Spanish, for example. In this case, we will have, again, tag field and tag value. But then you will be able to define specific elements that correspond to a operator. So if I wanted to display the operator for equals and I wanted to write it in Spanish, I could do this, es igual a, in Spanish. Or not equals would be no es igual a, and that would be tag operator not equals, or tag operator contains. And in that case, this will be the contiene, etc. So I think that this will give a lot of control. I don't know if that I'm going to be working on this today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, but we'll see. Okay, great. Let's move on. So filter basic radios. Let's go back here. So in here, when we're doing and, we want all the values to be exactly the same as all the values in the list, in the item, sorry. So if I had, for example, here a list that has foo, bar, biz, baz, whatever. This is the filter, and this is the fields in the item. And in the item, I've got foo, bar, biz, baz. This would match, right? In this particular case, this would match because this and this, this and this, we've got the same length, which is what we're checking in here. And then we're saying for each of these, at least some of these, so there should be an existence of here. But this logic that I just wrote here, There's an edge case that I'm thinking of that could happen, and is that imagine that we've got this, like this. So duplicated filter. So foo, bar, bar, buzz, right? And we're doing this logic. We are saying, hey, for every one of these filters, foo, bar, bar, buzz, these items here should contain the value. And it's true as well, because foo, it contains it. Bar, it contains it. Bar, it contains it. Buzz, it contains it. But biz, here, this one does not contain it. The filter does not contain it. So in that particular case, this particular scenario here should not match, but in this logic, it is matching. It is matching. So we need to think about it here. How do we do this? How do we do this? We might have to do a bit of, we might have to clone the values, because I cannot do every in here. That wouldn't make sense. We need to do this. Yeah, I will have to do this. So we'll have to do fill values copy, and this will be like that, right? Yes. Yes, correct. And in that case, we need to do, instead of doing this, what we can do is say, hey, find me the index of index, thank you. And if we've got an index, if there is no, so if the index is less or equals or less than 0, return false, because there's no matching, right? But if there is an index, we need to remove it from the original array. I start from this copy array. So then for the next iteration, we're not checking for that one. So great, that is it. And then we return true like this. And that would support this, because in this scenario, we are doing, hey, foo matches, yes, we remove it. Bar matches, yes, we remove it. Bar does not match. It's not in here, so false. Like this. Yes, correct. Okay, great. And then let's go back to here, this table. We are here. And or. So in this case, for each filter value, the field must contain at least one of its filter values. Yes. So this in here is where we want to use the previous logic that we had. So in this case, they should do return the every and then return sum like this. Right. Yep. Exactly. And like this, and this will be and or like this. Now let's do or and. Come on, I think that ChatGPT can give me this. Let's see. So in or and, which would be this, there must exist at least one filter value which matches all field values. Correct. Let's use this. And come on, Copilot, think a bit more. Let's see. there must exist at least one filter value which matches all the field values. So we're saying, hey, at least one. So we're using the sum, checking for that. Yep, same thing. And then field data, every single field data value should be this. Yes. Great. Okay, and then or. Give me this. Come on, Copilot. You got it. I don't want to look at this. I want to see this. Or for at least one filter value, the field must have at least one matching value. Yes. So, give it to me. Come on. Copilot, think a bit. So, yeah, same thing. So, sum are equal, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is a bit verbose. This is actually a pain in the ass to maintain because there's a lot of logic just for this. And we will have to duplicate this as well for not equal, for contains, not contains, less than, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot in here. But I think that we can then refactor this a bit because there's a lot of logic that it's pretty much duplicated. Like in here, we're doing, no, this one is actually unique. But in here, we're doing the same thing, only it's changing the every operator in this case. Like that, so we can definitely improve this a lot. Okay, so this old version, I don't care about it. Let's get rid of it like that. Mismatched types. Now, this was only for both arrays, so we're not done for equality yet. we now need to do, okay, filter is array, field is not array. So let's do this. So filter is array, field is single, like this. So this will be if array dot is array, come on, filter data, but the field data is not an array, like this. Great. And in here, we've got the and or matching for only the filter. So let's do, yeah, and matching. Filter match. Yes. Okay. The filter matching here, we are in this scenario here. The single field value must match all the filter values. Yes. The single field value must match all the filter values. Yes. Correct. Nice. Next one, or matching. Come on, come on. So in the or matching, it should be the single field value must match at least one value. Single field value must match at least one filter value. Good. Same thing. Great. Great. We are done here. Now here, filter is single, field is array. Got this, ChatGPT. Come on. Let's see. Okay. So the and matching in this particular case should be the single filter value must match all the field values. The single filter value must match all the field values. Yes. And in that case, we need to get the filter value. So that would be here. Let's do that. Raw filter value. This would be the filter data value. Hey, thank you for dropping by. Like that, filter data value, field data, list item field. Raw filter value, yes, like that. And this is going to be the filter value like this. So the single filter value must match all the field values. And the other one is the single filter value must match at least one value, like that. Yeah, and the only thing that it's changing is the every and sum in this case. Great, verbose, I know we can refactor this, but good for now. Filter is single, field is array. Great, and then we can do filter is single, field is single. And in this case, we only need to do return equality, I think. Are equal. Yes. Like that. Because in this particular case, the only thing that we're doing is check for that. Great. Okay. So the equality in this case would be handled. Equality in this case would be handled. Yes. Now, same thing, but for not equal. So let's do one thing. First of all, let me just say here, let me copy this. Let's ask it just in case. So create a table for all the scenarios for the not equals operator and how it should behave. Notice that when there are multiple values in the filter in the field, we allow the user to decide if they want to use the AND logic or the OR logic in both cases. The scenarios are these ones. Yes. Okay, great. While ChatGPT is thinking for the not equals, let's just try to do this. Refactor the whole not equal implementation based on the implementation of the equal case. To follow a similar implementation to the equal case. Let's see if this does the job. Come on, I've got ChatGPT thinking in both in both cases. How long do we have? 11 minutes. Okay, we're good. Both arrays and or and or filter is array, filter is single, field is single, or matching, filter is single, and matching or matching, filter is single, field is single. Okay, let's try it. Let's see. Accept. Great, thank you. Okay, we've got this. Now let's go here. Let's start with still thinking. But we can start multiple values and multiple values, and every filter value must be not equal to every field value. In fact, the sets must have no overlap at all. If they share any exact value, the condition fails. They must be different sets of values. So for every filter value, every field value must not match, and for every field value, every filter value must not match. In practical terms, they must be different sets of values. Here, this looks like a bug because this condition could be potentially matched if we've got the same length as well, right? Because I could have, hold on, what it says. In effect, the sets must have no overlap at all. If they share any exact value, the condition fails. Yes. So in here, if we've got completely different things, so B is best but bar, let's do bez, and this is A, B, C, D. Actually, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that. So in this particular case, we've got the same length, and they are okay, right? Because we're saying every filter value must not be equal to every field value. Every filter value must not be equal to every field value in this case. So it doesn't matter. Oh, actually, what happens if we do this? It should still match in this case, I think. Doesn't matter if the length is the same. Every filter item value must not be equal to every filter value. A is not equal to any of these. And in this scenario, I mean, this scenario is pretty, we'll see. Okay, let's see. Let me just re-ask for this, like this, and let's ChatGPT think a bit about again. There is not any filter data where there is equality there. Yes, like that. But in here, now for each filter value, the field in OR logic must be not equal. In OR logic for the field, you check if there's at least one field that differs from the filter value. Then all filter values must pass that check. This is becoming tricky. For each filter value, the field in OR logic, the field must be not equal. Yes. In OR logic for the field, you check if there is at least one field value that differs from the filter value. Correct. Then all filters values must pass that check. Yes, correct. This makes sense, like this. So this is not right here. So let's do this in here. Yes, so for all the filter values, in this case, we're getting the filter value, and at least one of the fields must not be equal. In that case, yes, correct. Okay, great. Next one, or AND. These ones. In AND logic for the field, all field values must be not equal to a chosen filter value for that filter to pass. The fuck? Brain fart. In AND logic for the field, all the field values must be not equal to a chosen filter value for that filter to pass. Then we only need it to be true for at least one filter value. Yes. Okay, yes. Essentially this. Filter value sum, and then every in here it's not equal. Woo! Okay. Come on, give it to me. So it would be the sum and then are not equal, like that. Great. Yes. Or would be this. We need at least one filter value for which the field has at least one non-matching field value. Formally, sum and sum in this case. Often this ends up true unless everything is exactly the same. Yes, correct. That makes sense. So this, let's ask it here. Great, give it to me. That's going to be sum and then sum with the negated equality. Sum and sum with the negated equality. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. Now, let's go here. Filter is array, field is single. So filter is array, field is single, and then here we've got and or matching. So and matching, the single field value must be not equal to each of the filter values. So let's do this. Must not match all the filter values. So in that case, every filter value is not equal to the field data. Yes. Or matching, the single field value must be not equal to at least one of the filter values. The single field value must be not equal to at least one of the filter values. Correct. Single field value must not match at least one filter value. So sum here. Okay, great. Filter is single, field is array. So filter is single, field is array. And matching or matching. All field values must be not equal to the single filter value. Yeah, it's easier to understand it like this. So let's do this. All field values must be not equal to the single filter value. Yep. Or matching, at least one field value must be not equal to the filter value. Yes. And then filter is single, field is single, which are here. This is essentially not equal in here, like that. And then mismatch types, should it be true? If it's not equals, let's just return false in here. I mean, this condition will never be met anyways. But you know what? We can simply not do it. And that's it. Like that. Whew. Okay, great. Now let's do it for contains. Same thing. Actually, no, let me go back to equality. Because in the equality here, not equal, equal. Now I'm doubting about this. There's one that we did a bit of changes. For every filter value, every field value must match. And for every field value, every filter value must match. In practical terms, they must be exactly the same set of values. Right. This is not right what I did here. This doesn't make any sense, what I just did here. For every filter value, every field value must match. Yeah, so I drew the wrong scenario here when I did this. The right scenario for this would be that we've got A, like this, and B, no, sorry, A, like this. It should be exactly the same thing. So this is actually wrong. Let me do this, and then I'm going to take the break. I knew something was off when I did this. Every like that. Yes. Yep. Now this is making sense. Okay, great. Break. I don't know if anybody's watching this. If you're here with me, thank you for taking the time. Remember that you've got the chat. You can ask me any questions, anything you would like to know. It can be related to attributes. It can be related to Finsweet stuff. It can be related to development stuff in general. It could be off topic, whatever. I'm happy to just talk to you guys. For now, I'm going to switch the music. Let's do a bit of minimal house. Okay. Nice. Let's see. Let's check x.com because I got a few notifications here. Nice, Ferdy. I don't know if you're still around, but yes, I'm using Restream. I use this. And in here, I can just stream to a bunch of different platforms. So right now I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on Twitch, and I'm streaming on X as well. I don't know if actually this is the right strategy. I don't know if it would make more sense to do like focus all the audience and the streaming efforts in a single platform, so it's easier, to promote and to get more following and stuff like that. I don't know. I should read about this because honestly I'm doing this without even caring about if it works or not. I'm just doing it for fun and because it helps me actually focus. So, if any of you here are on x.com or on Twitch, on YouTube, and you're watching this and you want to let me know, what do you think? What's the best approach here? Should I be just streaming on a single platform or should I be streaming in multiple platforms? Let me know. I actually shared some links as well here. Yeah, probably this is not having any reach at all because I'm sharing a lot of shit. But this one, I posted before, and there's a bunch of people just let me know that they're pain. So it's a pain in the ass to sort pages here in Webflow. It's always been. I just decided to post it because today I had to sort a bunch of pages, and it was like, this is horrendous. And I shared it, and so far 15 people have complained already again. So as well, I always find it's more buggy with lots of pages, especially on enterprise projects. Okay. Same, it's been like this for as long as I can remember. Yes, correct. Noticed that for a long time. Yep. Well, I made a Batman call for Alan. Actually, he dropped me the reach out to support and we'll handle it. Come on, Alan. Come on, do something about it. Don't make me reach out to support. You know about it. Just check all the comments from the people. Everyone's complaining. Come on, just handle it for me. I don't want to reach out to support. This is just going to be put aside. And nobody will do anything about it. Anyways. Well, I don't know. I might reach out. Or I might write to somebody in Webflow. Okay, so in about a minute, in 38 seconds, I'm going to do the third round. And then another break, and then a fourth round. And that's it. Okay, I'm doing 4 rounds in here. So if you want to ask any questions, you've got 2 more rounds to go. Okay, I'm tired already. Let's go. Start. Great. Come on, retry. No, I don't want, there's no need to think about this. Stop. Okay, let's do the same thing, but now for contains. Contains. Create a table for all the scenarios for the not equals operator. No, for the contains operator. Like that. Like that. And I'm going to ditch everything that I wrote the other day. I feel like I wasted a couple hours. But anyways, okay. So let's do this here. Let's do both our arrays here. Both are arrays. Yes, and then let's do and like this. Come on, don't make me great. Yes, like that. But I don't like your suggestions. I want to use the suggestions from here. Okay, great. So create a table for other scenarios for the continuous operator and how it should behave. Okay, great. Let's see. Multiple values and. Yes, in here. For every field value, it must contain all filter strings. For every field value, it must contain all filter strings. Yes. Let's try this. I know that it wants to start with the filter data, but what if I do it for the, sorry, with the field data, but I don't want to do this because if I do this, I'm converting. Actually, yes, we can do this. Can I do it the other way around? Just for the sake of, so return filter data value every, come on, give it to me. Let's see. Does this also make sense? So for every filter data, we are checking this, and every of these, no, lowercase filter value. Here, and in here, I want to get the lowercase field value like this. So for every filter data, let's see. Let's go back to here. For every filter data, we could say the other way around. For every filter string, all the field values should contain it, yes. So for every filter in here, we're doing this, and then the field data, the field value should contain the filter value. Yes, like that. Great. Okay. Now let's do or. No, sorry, and or. Yes. Let's see. So and or for each filter string, there must be at least one field value that contains it. Yes. What does it say? For every filter string, at least one field value must contain it. Yes. So every here, summing here. Yes. Great. Now or and. Or and. There must be at least one filter string that is contained by every field value. Yes. For at least one filter string, all the field values must contain it. Yes. So some in here, every in here. Yep. And then or like that. Or there must be at least one filter string that appears in at least one filter value. So some and some. Yes. There's a lot of refactoring to do here. I'm repeating the same code again and again. Just changing a bunch of things, but it's fine. Both are arrays. Okay, great. Next one. Filter. Come on, Copilot. Filters array, filters single. Like that. So if we do this, we've got this. Okay, filter is array, field is single. Filter is array, field is single. And matching. Yes. Okay, if we do this, then we've got the and matching. The single field value must contain all the filter strings. So for every filter in here, we can move these up. No need to recalculate this every single time. And here, same thing. Like that. Yes. The single field value must contain at least one filter value. Look at that, we've got one bot. Earned paid. I don't want you to be spamming me. I know that you're not a human, but don't send shit. I don't want to have bots as viewers. I don't care about that. Okay, great. Now let's do filter is single, field is array. Okay, so in that case, we've got the filter value, yes, and then and matching. All the field values must contain the single filter value. Is that right? I would say so. Let's put ChatGPT like this. So in this case, this would be single value, and all field values must contain the single filter string. Correct. All field values must contain the single filter value. Yes. Or matching, at least one field value must contain the single filter value. Yes. Perfect. Okay, that is done. And then both are filter single, field is single. And in that case, all we want to do is this. Correct. Great, we've got contains as well. Yay. Now, not contains. Go away. Let's do this. So let's ask ChatGPT. Here, give it to me. Not contains. Both are arrays. Am I saying both are arrays in both cases? What am I doing here? Equal, both arrays, yes. Oops, I lost suggestion from Copilot. Come on. You've got this, Copilot. What is it giving me? Oh, you're giving me too much. I don't like it. Let's start by doing this. Okay, and. Okay, still writing. Still writing. Still writing. Okay, and. Let's see. Both are and. For every field value, it must not contain any filter string. So we check for all the filters, and it does not include them. Yeah, so essentially we're doing the same thing, but negating it, the previous one. Yep. Right, so and for each field value, it must not contain any of the filter substrings. Yeah, I like this description better. Let's see if it gives me a different result, but I think that it should be the same thing. So everyone in here, it does not include it. Yep. Okay, and or. For each filter substring, there must be at least one field value that does not contain it. Yep. So every sum does not contain it. All good. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Or and. So or and, we are here. Each field value must not contain at least one filter substring. I like this. I like this better. So each field value must not contain at least one filter substring. So this one in here, if any of this everyone in here does not contain the filter value. Yep. Okay, great. Or. So there must be at least one filter substring that is not contained but at least one field value. I like that better. Give it to me. There must be at least one filter substring, sum, that is not contained by at least one field value. Sum, yes. Okay, good. Not contains. Now let's do the next one. Filter is array, field is single. So in that case, filter is array, field is single. Filter is array, field is single, and then we've got the and matching. Here it's saying the single field value must not contain each filter substring. Yep, I like that more. But that is exactly this. So every one of them should not include this. Yes, right. And the or matching, the single field value must not contain at least one of the filter substrings. The single field value must not contain at least one of the filter substrings. So the same thing, but sum here. Yep. I like this better. Great. Filter is single, field is array. Okay, great. And matching. Filter is single here. All the field values must not contain the single filter substring. Yes. Yes. So all the field values in here should not contain this. Perfect. Actually, this can be moved up here. There's no need to repeat it a bunch of times here. I don't know why I'm doing that. And actually, let me go back to contains because I think that I did the same thing here. Filter is single, field is array. Yes, this. There's no need to have it in here. There is no need to have it in here. That's better. Here. And what about in here? Lowercase field value. Yeah, same thing. No need to have it in here. Duplicated. No need to have it duplicated as well. Like that. Great. So let me move up here, lowercase field value. This can be up here as well. And the or matching, we don't need this. That can go away. Okay, filter value, lowercase filter value. Now we are checking in here. Okay, so for the end matching in this, all field values must not contain the single filter substring. So everyone in here does not contain it, and here some does not contain it. Yes. Okay, great. And then the last one, which is filter single and field is single. And in that case, array is array, da 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 da, ba da ba da ba ba pam pam pam. It does not include it. Perfect. Okay, great. Then we can move on to the next one, which is the greater, greater equal, less, less equal. Yep. Okay, greater, greater equal, less, less equal. I need to rename these contains to singular. I'll do it later. Okay, so not contains can go away. Now let's remove all this shit. I don't like it. It's old and outdated. Yes. Okay. Let's start with this. Okay, and let me ask ChatGPT because it's doing a good job, ChatGPT here so far. I'm liking this. Okay, so let's do less than. Whew. Well, at least I'm gonna be done with this and we can move on because this has been a pain in the ass to get it done. And we will finally stop seeing all these TypeScript errors, which we are only down to 2. Yes. Let's start with here with Copilot. So both are arrays here, and let's do and. No, I want to check this. Like this. Okay, give me the comment. For every field value, it must pass the comparison with all the filter values. So if we do this, what would be the case in here? So filter data array of these, then we get the filter value, yes, and then for every field data, it should be number. No, it should not be number, it should be, because it also could be a date as well. It could be a date. How did I do it before? Filter, how was I doing the operations? Greater, greater equal, less, less equal. Yeah, now we need to do here const numeric comparison, maybe numeric compare, something like that. Yeah, but this could be potentially a number or a date. Date. So let's do raw A and let's do raw B. And in that case, if we want to compare, first of all, if it's a date, we have to, yep, exactly this. Exactly this. Because if it's a date, we need to change it to get the time here. Okay, so if it's greater, greater equal, less, less equal, otherwise get me false. Yes. And why am I doing this? Just not to repeat it, right? You know what? I don't like it. Let's not use a generic for this. Yeah, like that. Okay. Compares to numeric values, returns true if it matches if the comparison is successful. Okay, great. And in that case, we can rephrase this to be like that, right? So the field value, string, number, or date. Yeah, if it's a string, if row a not number, because I need to compare it as well with the if it's a date. So check if they are dates as well. So if A, it's not a number nor a date, or B is not a number or a date, return false. Yes, I mean, I could technically do and just check for string in here, and it would technically be a number or a date. But I feel safer doing this instead. Now, let's do it. So if is string, yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, great. And then the operator is greater, greater equal, less, less equal. And in that case, in here, type undefined. What the fuck? Filter data OP, greater, greater equal, less, less equal. Ah, I hate TypeScript losing context, really. I fucking hate it. What if I do this? Const operator. This. If I do this, is it gonna lose context or is it gonna keep it? Why you do this to me, TypeScript? I know that this is like that. I know it. So I'm gonna do operator. And in here, as greater, greater equal, less, less equal. I hate to do this, but we need to do it for TypeScript. Okay. Great. Okay. Or and or. Ready? Time passed. Come on. I'm not sure if I'm liking this Pomodoro thing, because the moment that I'm very deep into work, the moment that I really focus finally, now I have to take a break. And it's like, okay, now it's time to break. Okay, I think that we can get rid of this. Actually, there's a bunch of things that I can get rid of. I can also get rid of all of this. Equal, not equal, not equal. This is actually singular. And the contains thing, I'm going to rename this contains to contain. Eventually, I think that we could also do starts with and ends with. So not only contains, but starts with, ends with. I don't know if there should be any other operator as well. Not sure. Let's see. Some jazz music. What about some rain? Rain is cool. Nature sounds. What about this? That's nice as well. Atmosphere. I don't like this one. Ambient. Epic. Ooh. Movie moment. We're reaching the pinnacle here. What about cinematic? It's like a movie trailer. What about corporate? I like it. I've got like a lot of different music types that I can use in here. Okay. World music. Well, it's not bad. Love music. Ooh, it's sexy music, not love. I'm in love with you music. I think I'll get, let's do the lounge one. Hey. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's do last cycle here and we'll end up the live stream after this. So we've done the and. Let's go for the and or. And or. Okay, let's see. ChatGPT, what did you say? And all field values must be less than all filter values. Yes. And or for each filter value, there must be at least one field value less than it. Yes. So let's go with it. Come on. Don't make me grind. So, and or for each filter value, there must be at least one field value less than it. I like this. I like it better. For each one in here, there must be at least one sum here. Yeah, we're repeating the same logic again and again. There's definitely some improvements here that we can do. But anyways, or and. Or and for at least one filter value, all field values must pass the comparison. Yes, same thing. For each filter field value, there must be at least one filter value that is greater than it. Yes, well, same thing here. Yeah, and or. If or some, yeah, it's all good. Yep. It's getting boring, this. Okay. Here, filter is array, field is single. You can give me this because I think so. And matching here, this will be the single field value must pass the comparison with all the filter values. Yes. Right? So here, the single field value must be less than each of the multiple field. Yes. And what's happening here? Yeah, I need it to be an array. Don't make me write. Like that. How is it doing it here? So filter is array, fully single. And in here, we're doing this. The field data is not an array. I really hate having to do this because of TypeScript. I really hate it. But okay, so some here, some same thing. The only thing that is changing is this. Yes, okay, that's matching, all good. Okay, then filter single, field is array. Do it for me. Okay, filter single, field is array, yes, and matching, yes. All the field values must pass the comparison with a single filter value. Yes, and then same thing, but sum, yes. And then the last one, filter is single, field is single. Great. Okay, great. So that's done. Now, what am I getting here? Where am I getting errors now? I've got one error here that it's because potentially we can have multiple fields when doing this. And in that case, that would be field match, like that. What are all the other errors that we're having? Are equal, field data value. Really? Really? What did I do here that I messed up the comparison? Okay, and that solves it? That solves it? Why does it solve it? R equal filter valued string or number. This field data. Because it's losing the context as well here. Okay. Well, it looks like it solves it anyways, so great. Okay, great. No more errors. We can go back to testing things. Yeah, finally. So let's see. Okay, brand equal, operator equal, operator not equal, contains, not contains here, equal, not equal, contains, not contains. That should work, but also then we need to define the matching for the fields because the field types could be this, but there could be a case where, because in this particular case, this is an array. So we should decide if we do AND matching or matching for these. But let's try it out. So for now, let's just run this pm dev. Let's do this serving, yep. Like that. And then let's do a dev equals to true, like this. Nice. Like this. Better like this. Okay, so let's see. So we've got the matching items, all good. Yes, let's do radius filtering. So if I do, actually I can see it in here. Fuel equal, fuel not equal. Okay, if I choose gasoline in here, if I choose gasoline, that it's saying this one should be equal to at least one of these, right? Yes. Let me reset this. Let me choose hybrid, just for checking this. Yeah. So in this case, because it defaults to or matching, it's saying, hey, the item should have at least one item in one field in here that has the hybrid value. And I'm seeing here hybrid, 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 hybrid. That makes sense. Also, you could say, hey, and the brand should be Nimbus, and I should be getting 7 results. And hybrid, 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 and also brand Nimbus. Yep. Like that. Okay, looks like we're on the right path. Looks like it. I'm happy about this. I'm happy about this. What if I do because this is the or matching, but then there's the and matching, but it doesn't make sense in this case. Because if I say we're not gonna get any results in here. Because if we do the and matching, let me just check. If we do here field up list operator equal. So if here I would do fs list field match, and I do and like this, and I will need the same thing here. And if I do this, the thing is that now I'm saying, hey, when I select one of these, all the fields should match this, right? So for example, if I try hybrid, I'm not gonna get this result back. I shouldn't get it because not all the fields are matching, just one of these. So if I do hybrid, yep, look at that. I'm getting 71 results instead of 73, which what I was getting before. Yes. Okay. This is looking good. It's looking good. Now I should get 73 instead for hybrid. Let's see. Yes. Because when I do this hybrid, we're getting this use. Okay, good. Nice. Okay. Let's move into doing checkboxes. Because checkboxes, it's the actual pain in the ass. Because there is where we can have multiple values. Give me something chill. This is not chill. Something chiller. For example. Okay, let's duplicate this. Let's say list filter basic checkboxes. List filter basic checkboxes. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. And in here, we're going to do checkboxes filtering. Now, how do we do this? First of all, because the checkboxes can be either single, which is basically either if it's checked or if it's not checked. It could be true or false or whatever. Or it can be a checkbox group, and in that case, it stores it as a string. Okay. 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 So let's do, what do I have here? What can I work with here? I've got cars, and each of these cars has description, car brand, price, year, fuel type, transmission manual, or automatic, color, mileage, location, state, shop link, autonomy, record ID. So I don't have any checkbox fields here, but we've got the fuel types. So let's start with the fuel types. So yeah, brands, just go away. I don't want this. I don't want brands for now. Let's get rid of the brand here. Okay, fuel types. Fuel types. Let's do, I can get rid of this as well, I think. And in here, instead of using radio buttons, let me do a checkbox like that. Okay, and this checkbox will be, the name should be the same thing, right? How am I doing it in here? The name is fuel equals, so just do the same thing. Actually, should be fuel equal. Fuel equal should be. So let's do fuel equal as well here. Fuel equal, so equal, singular, and then the actual checkbox has the value, the field, and the operator. So let's do the same thing for the checkbox. So we've got the value here, which would be, in this case, it's the fuel name, correct? Then we've got the field, which is the fuel, and we've got the operator, which is equal. Operator equal, like that. Okay, great. And what do we have here? This, and this is called radio flex field. What do I want this? Oh, because we want the results as well here. Yeah, I want to use this like that. And let's do a radio flex field. Is it going to look fine? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And here we should have as well the text, which should be the field type, and the filter results count. Okay, good. I don't want to redo all of this. Actually, I can just do this maybe. And from here, I get the name. So this would be the name not equal. And I want to get the operator not equal. It's the same thing here, not equal. Yeah. Goes away. Great. Contains, not contains. Yes. Actually, we'll need to do different versions in here because some of these will be equal and or and, blah, 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 blah. But we'll see. You know what? Let's do this for now. I don't care about contains for now. I know that I have to support it eventually, but I don't care for now. So I got just two fields. We've got the not equal and the equal as well. Great. Okay. And let's do dev equals to true. And why no items are found here? What's happening? 30 items per page, 300 list. Matched, 0 items. What? What? If I don't have anything selected, I should be matching everything. So there's definitely some logic here that it's flawed. Let me console log for a second the filter. So let's see. Because when there is no checkbox selected in here, this should be skipping the matches. So let me check for a second the filters. We've got the filters, groups, conditions. And in here, we've got anti-arrays. Anti-arrays. I don't like that. Oh. We could potentially have empty arrays in both scenarios. Right? When I'm collecting this here, doing the checkbox here, I'm checking for the group checkboxes, and then I'm looking for this. And in here, I'm passing the value. Now, what happens if I do this? If there's length, then we do this. Otherwise, we do undefined. I don't think this is the right approach. But, okay, we've got this. Now, if I do gasoline, fuel not equal gasoline. Yeah, that makes sense. Plug-in hybrid, da-da-da. I think that it makes sense. I think. Plug-in hybrid electric. If I'm selecting this, then it's returning this and this. What if I do the and? So maybe it makes sense to do this, although here the value, if it's checked or not. Yeah, we will also have issues with this one, but anyways, so here the value, yeah, and here as well, there could be 0 values. And the value here could be, yeah, I don't like this. I don't think we should do this. Instead, we should go back to the filtering and say array filter data value, fill data value. If any of these is empty, how do we do this? If there is no filter length, meaning that we have not chosen anything, we should match always. If there is no field length, we should not match, right? Because if there is no data in here, and we've got applied some filters, we should do this. So I should do if no filter data value length, return true. If no field data value length, return false. I would say that, I think. I don't know. I think. Let's see. Okay, so got this. Boom. We've got this as well. Here. Boom. We've got this. Here. For this array. Am I doing this right? No, because it could happen as well in the not empty, and the not contains. In the negated versions, it could happen. It should be the opposite. So in equal, I'm doing this right, but in the negated version, it should be the other way around. Fill the single, filter a single. In that case, I don't care. In the not equal, I should actually do it the other way around. So, well, if there is no filter data, yes, let's do that. If there is no field data, it should return true as well here, right? Because if I'm doing not equal and there's no field data, it's not equal. Should return true in that case. Okay, both arrays. Here, if this, I don't care, like that. And in here, I only care about this. Like that. Okay, and here, all good. Now, contains. Contains should be the same thing as the equal, what I did here. like that. I know that I'm supposed to take a long break, but I want to finish this and then I'm going to end the live stream here. So the not equal, yeah, that's handled. The contains, this should be this. So same thing. If there is no filter data, return true. If there is no fill data, return false. Yes. Correct. And then filter is array, field is single. Yep, I don't care about this one. Then filter is single, field is array. I don't care about this one. Like that. And for the not contains, I do the same thing as not equal. So now I'm going to copy this. Not contains. Like that. So if there's no filter data, return true. If there's no field data, because it says not contains, it should return true as well, right? But actually, because we're doing this, what was, hold on, when I have an array, an empty array, if I do every, like this is true. If I do sum, this is false. In this case, this would be every, and that if I didn't not check this would still be true. But in here, this would be false, right? Yes, but this would be true. This would be true, but this would be false, because if no sum at least some value here does not include this. Oh, but it's actually true. It's actually fine. This lowercase includes. It's actually fine because it does not include it. Yeah, but I think it's fine to do this because this should be true if there is no length in here. So the filter data does not have any length because it's a not contains. So this means that here, this will be false. What about this? This would be false when it should be true. It should be true, right? Yeah, correct. Okay, let's skip it. I may regret this. I may not regret it. I don't care. We'll see. So here, this goes like that. Then here, this goes like that. Like this. And then same thing here as equal. So I'm doing this as well. Let's do it in the greater. Okay, so if there's no field data, false. Yes. Okay, here, get an error. And in here, I don't care about the filter data. And in here, this. Okay, they should be matching now. Let's see. Okay, so gasoline, yes, and hybrid, then I'm getting the ones that are either hybrid or gasoline. Now, if I do the and matching, so let's do fs list filter match and like this. If I do this, now gasoline in here, if I select hybrid, look at that. It only returns this. But now I'm realizing that now these filter result thing is wrong. It's freaking wrong. Why is it wrong? Why? Let me see. For the results, init filters results here, value, the value, but I also need to do if it's a checkbox group, it should be this. Actually, no. If it's a checkbox group, yeah, I need to change this logic in here to handle this, because if it's a checkbox group and I have this, in that case, I need to check. I need to add it on top of it. Because now in here, hybrid, I should only get one because it should be based on the previous result, this one, to this. So what it should do instead is value condition, filters condition. What if I try to do this? Is checkbox group, then the condition value in this case condition value. The condition value should be this. Set, no set. Condition value is a string. Not sure. Condition value is a string. So let me try array is array, condition value, otherwise this. And then here's set string undefined. So if I do this and then I do set dot add the value and then I do condition array from set. Now let's just do this set. And in here, I do this. What happens if I do this? If I select this, yay. Yay. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Great. Hold on. Did I mess up the other ones? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I remember that hybrid in here returned 73. And then if I do this too, yes. Yep. Yes. Yes. I think that this is it. I think. I'm not sure if I need to do this as well. If it's chatbox group. I might not need to do this. I might just be able to do const. What is the value? Where is it coming from, this value? From here. String and any? What? No, condition value. Like this, and in here, no. That push value, and then in here, I'm gonna do this. They should be same thing, I think. Checkboxes. Gasoline, hybrid. It's not equal to, because it's or matching, yes. Nice. Electric, plug-in hybrid. So both this and this are in here. Yes. Okay, good. Good. We are done now. This is great. Let me just add something here and I'll be able to commit this and ship it for people to test. A specific filters results count. Great. Okay. Well, I don't see any comments in the chat, so that probably means that either nobody's watching or you guys are very quiet. So first of all, if you're watching this either right now or after I've uploaded this video, I really appreciate it. I'm doing this the next live stream next Monday. So tomorrow I'm doing a live stream about Whist, unrelated. It's not going to be on my channel. It will be on the Finsweet channel. Not on the Finsweet channel, sorry, on the Whist channel. So if you're interested in Whist, go ahead and look for the Whist channel. Tomorrow, Friday, January 24th, I'm doing a live stream talking about Firebase, all the possible integrations in Firebase. And then next Monday, I'm coming back and I will be doing some more work for filters and things for a list. Okay, so that's it. Thank you everyone who's been watching me. Thank you everyone who's been doing work alongside with me.